Um, of course, you know what we have to do though, Mark? We have to start in the same place. We we need like some kind of a sounder that's like or a graphic that pops up of a contract that we signed to talk about Tee Higgins' contract every episode. It feels like we always end up here, but there's new development. You're not privy to all the new shit, man.
Yeah, he's the only receiver in football that doesn't get a new contract every day. Yeah. There's just more guys getting paid and getting guaranteed money, and poor Tee Higgins is not one of those guys getting new deals.
Poor wouldn't be a word that I would use though just yet. You know,
not until he signs that. Then he's still
21.8. It's just one. I've got a pen here. Just all you got to do, 21.8 mil. There it is. Might want to keep that one. So
did you see his sad podcast video thing that was circulating? I know you were in the mountains. I don't know if you've caught up on everything.
It made it all the way up there. Yeah, the sad podcast. I get it. I get it. Like, we all want to feel wanted by our first loves, right? By your first team, the one that chose you. You made your friends. You made your home. You wanted to be the player that plays the same place your whole career, and you feel like they didn't pick you, you know, and that sucks and it hurts. You don't feel like you deserve that. Feel like you're better than that. I get 100% where he's coming from with that.
Yeah, but it's at the same time, it's like, do we really need the video of him with the sad music talking about it? That felt a little heavy-handed, a little much. The guy's still going to make $20 million playing football next year. Like, do we need the sad, like, I just wanted to, I thought this would be my forever home. I hope it is. And I get it. I'm with you. Like, he's a terrific player, but at the end of the day, it is a business. Like, these guys are going to take the best deals that come their way. They're not going to, cut the hometown team a little bit of a deal because they drafted him because he wants to stay there, or he could have. If he wants to take a below market deal, I'm sure that he could, but he's going to take what's best for him because at the end of the day, it is a business. So it felt a little too much. Like, I'm a huge Tee Higgins guy. If they sign him, great. But I don't need the sad videos of him looking like he's about to cry with the sad music behind it.
No, we're in vague tweet season 2. It's like the latest from Tee Higgins' Instagram is that, he's saying they don't tell me no, but I don't need the motivational quotes. I don't need the vague tweets that are probably about video games. Like, all the videos. I just look at me. I'm working out. Okay. Like, I don't really need all of, like, I trust that you are motivated. I trust that you're working out. I trust that it matters to you. That's cool. What I find more interesting about all this is what's happened lately is that this wide receiver market explosion. You don't need to be sad in your videos, T. You're going to make so much money. The market just keeps going up and more receivers get signed and they top each other and the guarantees go higher and the average annual value goes higher. And you've still got a bunch of other names out there. We've had Nico Collins and Jalen Waddle both went off this week. And you have huge numbers, massive guarantees, jumping on top of everybody. And with Waddle, you have a direct comp to a high-end number 2, right? If you're judging, is Tee Higgins a 1? Is he a 2? He's played with Jamar Chase. You have the same type of thing happen with Jalen Waddle. Your market continues to get set there. It just keeps going up. This is great. This is going to work out exactly how Tee Higgins should want it to work out. And the same for Jamar Chase, because it just keeps getting higher. It's just by the time next March comes and you toss in CeeDee Lamb, you toss in Justin Jefferson, you toss in all these, there's still more deals to come that are going to get made. And you are going to see your number by sitting back and going through this thing. It sucked for him. He's hated it. He's had to make sad videos. By going through all of that, it's going to make him tens of millions of dollars by waiting, probably.
Yeah, and good for him. He deserves it. I hope that he gets everything that he's looking for, even if it's not with Cincinnati. But you're right. I mean, were you surprised at all, though, by the Waddle deal since he still had like another year or 2 left? It seemed a little earlier. It wasn't on my radar as one of the ones that was going to pop.
Yeah, the guarantees were high, but you're right. So this is the interesting development. I think this is the least discussed interesting development of this. Everyone turns to T. of course, when I wrote the 4-part series thing, a big part of it was that in the Chase deal aspect, you're talking about guys who were drafted in the first round and have a 5th-year option. There was, since the new CBA in 2011 changed the rookie wage scale structure and added that in, you'd only had one first-round receiver drafted, including, future Hall of Famers, that had ever gotten an extension before that 4th year, because teams were just utilizing that 5th-year option as leverage and pushing it down the road over and over again, right? Tavon Austin was the only one. A weird name for it to be when you consider all the other names that were out there. But now we have 2 from Jamar Chase's draft class of the top 3 receivers. Devonta Smith got a deal before the year 4 of his 5th-year option deal. And now you see Waddle. There's not hardly any precedent to this, but it's because everybody sees what's coming next. The wide receiver market ain't stopping anytime soon. The salary cap spike is going to continue with all this, so much more money coming in with gambling and TV deals that's coming down the line. Teams are now not seeing the advantage of waiting and taking advantage of the year-to-year leverage of that 5th-year option and just saying, screw it, man, we got to get in front of this. And so now you're seeing the Waddle, Devonta Smith, throw Penei Sewell in there, who got an extension for a lot of money because he was a top 10 pick there too. It's not just receivers that haven't gotten these. Hardly anybody. It was 19 out of 288 first-round picks got any kind of an extension before year 4. Teams just don't do it hardly ever. But now you're seeing a slew of them because I think the economics in the league are changing so quickly, which leads us to Jamar Chase. Does that open the Chase conversation back up to saying, you know what? Get in early on Chase if you can. He doesn't sound like he has much interest in that. He's sitting and waiting for Justin Jefferson's expected deal to get done so he can go over top of it. You got all kinds of weird stuff happening here financially, but I do think I'm open to a Chase deal potentially happening this year now because you're seeing the precedent has been broken on that this offseason with both Waddle and with Devonta Smith.
And the longer they wait, the more expensive it's just going to be. And I think Chase probably knows that too. So maybe that's going to definitely play into it. But for the people that wanted to keep both of them, even if it seemed like a pipe dream, at the start of last season, it's definitely gone now. Every day, every new deal that comes out, the money gets crazier and crazier. And it's going to make Tee Higgins a very rich football player. It's just not going to be in Cincinnati is what it's looking like.